Anyway, for now, I guess we'll watch the Dark Side Japan video. My guy, why are you trying to ban evade? Sorry, I was just checking some Discord notifications. Anyway, the dark side of Japan. The dark side of the moon. I'll show you my dark side, my chaos side. Let's go just chatting. Okay, here we go.
Fun fact about me, in the year of our Lord, 2024...
Oh, right. It's this guy with the code vein waifu. I forgot about this.
I am officially 25 years old.
Ooh,
God,
you're ancient.
Saying that. And in those 25...
Wait, this was a year ago? Yes? Was it a year ago? Yeah, so... Okay, so he's like just a year younger than me.
years of my life, I've been into anime for a solid quarter of those years. I got into anime right as I started high school, which...
I'm sorry, hold up.
Anime for a solid quarter of those...
So what, that's like... If he's 25, a quarter would be, what? 7.5 years? Wait, no. Wait, what's a quarter of 25? Is that right? No. The fuck's a quarter of 25? 6.25. I'm fucking stupid. He is very new to anime. Brodie doesn't know math. Yeah, I got an A in all my classes. Yeah. Anyway.
Years. I got into anime right as I started high school, which was early 2010s. And man, if you were also a low self-esteem teenager trying to discover themselves and you found anime, you just know that is a match made in hell right there. There's a lot of memories I'd rather leave repressed. Made in hell right there. There's a lot of memories I'd rather leave repressed.
Young me thought this was good fashion, so he bought 2 of them. He also wore them to school and got made fun of. So, my Australian schools, we have dress codes. We have like a uniform. I didn't have a Data Live shirt, but I have shirts that are just as, I had shirts that are just as bad. Don't you worry about that.
Brother, what's that?
I had lots of cringe anime shirts.
What's that, brother?
And even though I'm not the oldest Anituber on the block, I've been here long enough to have witnessed some iconic moments in anime. I remember the big 3 dominating the shonen genre.
Yep.
Haruhi was still super popular when I got into anime.
Yes, okay. I feel like you've been watching anime longer than a quarter then. No, you are entirely wrong about the numbers. If you said a quarter of your life, no. If you said Haruhi is still popular and you were 25 when this came out, no. You've been watching anime way longer than that. I don't think you know how to do maths. No, I think he thinks like 12 years is a quarter. I think he doesn't know how long he's been watching anime for.
With the Endless 8 drama still breaking early anime forum boards, I was there when Oreimo made incest popular way before Oshinoko did. Shout out to the...
Okay, yeah, this guy is like... He is like mid-2000s peak absolute god-tier anime fan. I am very much in the same boat
For
here.
incest fans who watch both seasons of this train wreck, I was there when SAO was made into the dead horse that the community likes to be.
Yup, all of these fucking mother's basement videos on SAO and how SAO is bad and SAO sucks. Holy shit, this was the most annoying fucking time. SAO is bad. I don't fucking care. Now people are like, now they try to do it like Rent a Girlfriend. It's got 4 seasons. It is wildly popular in Japan. No one cares.
Beat on, and I'm still here seeing the insane rise of the isekai genre and watching anime studios make collaborations I never thought I'd ever see. But even as things change...
Who's saying Oshinoko has incest? Do you not know? You don't know. Oh no, sweet summer child, you don't know. Oh, just wait.
Get animes that are constantly pushing the bar higher and higher. The one thing that doesn't change is where most animes are set. Because if you're a committed weeb, you don't truly leave high school. Seriously, think about it. We watch animes with worlds that are magical and sometimes mundane, yet the universal constant for anime is this goddamn classroom. There are shows with post-apocalyptic settings so bad that humanity has been defeated and is nearing extinction, and we still
Blue Archive. Oh, why didn't I set off? Yeah, it's another good example as well.
have to come in and take an SAT? Like, really? What's next? Something anime about paying taxes?
Yeah, this is a real thing.
Nice try, Fed. And what's weird is that we as a community have seemingly accepted the high school setting.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember what this one is. I did watch it when it aired, though. Oh, the fuck's it called? I cannot remember.
In a day and age where we call whatever anime we don't like mid, you don't see too many people complaining about anime being...
Is it After the Rain? Is that what it is? Yes, it is. Yeah, okay.
So focused on high school. So that got me curious. Why is anime so high school centric, and why has it been the industry's go-to setting for so long?
Because most anime fans are young. Most people... yes, we see the degenerate neats who never leave their house, but most anime fans are young. We just got to keep that in mind. Like, yes, there are the 40-year-old anime fans, but, like, that's not most of them.
I mean, there are animes and mangas that are set in college and in the workplace that are fairly popular, so you would think that would be motivation enough to experiment with other settings. But the answer that I found goes a lot deeper than just industry trends and cliches. The answer is a lot more complicated and a lot more depressing.
Cause I've been drowning in the melodies of Japanese net rap. Jesus, Japanese, it's the bar.
Why are we playing Snake Eyes? Stop it. Oh, it's fucking Demon Dice Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes. Sorry, we did a side tangent a bit. Oh, that's a wild song. This is one of the greatest pieces of media ever created. I'm the Satan Flow demon on the set. What's up? Originality, yo. I got that on tap because I've been drowning in the melodies of Japanese net rap. Jesus, Japaneses. The fiery spice. Oh my goddamn sneeze. But this song is actually garbage. I love it. Satan said I wasn't black, male, or hood enough. If you've not listened to all of Snake Eyes, it's so fucking good. Go listen to it.
Cause I've been drowning in the melodies of Japanese net rap. Jesus, Japanese, it's the Fari's vibes. Oh my god.
If you ask your average online why so many...
How's the body on Linux on Brodie experience so far?
We're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Many shows are set in high school. The average answer that you get is that it sells well. In Japan, most animes are aimed at kids, teens, and young adults, so it makes sense to create stories that cater to their main audience. And that kind of tracks. Majority of the people who watch anime in Japan are 5 to 19 years old.
Wow, imagine that.
Age where responsibilities are low, free time is high, no bills to pay, no rent to worry about.
But also, you want to live that past again. You never want to age. You are going to remain high school forever. You never want to accept the real world.
All it is just go to school, go to your clubs, go to the school festival, and just do your best and have fun.
Fucking good as
but
well.
It's not as simple as anime makes it out to be. It's no surprise that Japan has a very strict culture when it comes to working. I mean, we have an entire anime about a dude being happy.
It is kind of weird that Japan is such a collectivist, strict culture, and then you get anime that comes out of that. You know what it's like? It's like, you know how you occasionally hear these stories of CEOs that get caught with some crazy dominatrix? Like they'll have their picture perfect wife on one side, and then they get caught with a dominatrix mistress. I think that's what it's like, where there is this like control and sort of expectation to be a certain way, and then when you have this like one outlet of like crazy freedom, and that outlet is like anime and games and things like that. And I don't know, like that's like the most logical reason I can think of for why it's like this.
Zombie apocalypse, just because he doesn't have to go to his toxic job anymore. But this strict culture of working and expectations also extends to students in high school. Japanese students are faced with immense pressure to succeed academically. This is because to get into university, they have to take some kind of entrance exam. The more prestigious the university, the more difficult the exam is. Think of like the CSAT test in Korea, but less standardized. These exams are some of the important events for a high schooler, and if they fail, they would have to wait an entire year or more just to take the exam again. And in a society that actively suppresses people that stand out from the crowd and worships conforming to the masses, the pressure is real for these kids to succeed. Just to give you an idea, in a survey by the OECD, they found that the top anxieties faced by students in Japan isn't even how difficult a subject is, but rather if they can perform at all during the test itself alongside getting good grades. And when asked what their primary motivation is for studying, they just want to get into a good university, which you can only get through the one entrance exam. There's no personal satisfaction for them. It's one test, one chance, one university. Anything else is just filler arc. And it goes without saying that this leads some students to result in taking drastic measures given what they're facing, with students as young as 12 to 15 years old being involved in this. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Not every student in Japan is horribly depressed. Or at least I hope so.
No, some of them are neats and don't go to school.
I have crippling depression.
Remember when he was making good content? What a fun time that was.
But this has become notorious enough.
That was a long time ago.
Criticism of the Japanese education system with calls to reform to ease the pressure off of students. And the thing is, I can't even say that the light at the end of the tunnel for all these kids is something to look forward to as well. Because as we all know, Japanese work culture is horribly notorious. At this point in time, there are so many YouTubers who make content in Japan that talk about the dark side of Japanese work culture. So I'm not going to retread the same ground. If you follow any of these channels, chances are you're more than familiar with terms like karoshi, which literally means death by being overworked, or black companies, which are basically sweatshops in office form. But the one thing I want to focus on is the concept of Premium Fridays. Premium Fridays was an initiative started by the late Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Please Have Sex, I Am No Longer Asking Abe, that allowed employees to leave work on a Friday as early as 3 p.m. This was done in the hopes of giving workers in Japan a better chance at having some work-life balance and potentially helping with the declining birth rate, as more personal time just means more time to go out.
No, more personal time just means more time for video games, more time for anime.
Out and have a life. And you might think, that doesn't sound like a bad idea at all. It's a Friday anyway. It's a slow day for most offices. If you've ever worked corporate America, you know that Friday evening work is Monday morning's problems. But it really didn't work out the way they wanted it to. The Premium Friday initiative was basically a failure, with the government having just recently pulled the plug on the initiative as of 2023. Out of the biggest companies in Japan, about half of them didn't even implement the initiative, and with another 37% of them basically saying, yeah, well, think about it. And what's more depressing is that
it got pulled. No, it didn't get pulled because it didn't work. It got pulled because they didn't enforce that they had to do it. They didn't enforce the companies to actually implement the system. So nobody did it, so it failed. Yeah, of course it failed. Nobody fucking had it.
Survey of 1.6 thousand workers, only 3.4% of them said that their bosses would even sign off on them going home early. So even if you worked at a company that was involved in the Premium Friday, if your manager still said no, it renders the whole thing moot anyway. What started off as a plan to revitalize the economy and for people to hopefully bump uglies, it ended as an unceremonious whimper. Remember, kids, Agretsuko is not a funny anime about animals, but a tale of capitalism and how your workplace absolutely doesn't care about you.
I heard Agretsuko was actually really good. I've never bothered to sit down and watch it though.
Now, where am I going with all these depressing stats? It sounds like I'm yapping about a tangent of a tangent, so let me put things back on track. The simple answer as to why there are so many anime set in high school is that it's escapism. Imagine that you're one of the thousands of Japanese salarymen or women that are overworked and undervalued. You just got home.
I haven't seen Shirobako. I just know that one scene of the girl dancing. Okay, we're gonna bring it up. Okay. Shirobako dance. It's the first. It is the first thing that comes up. Here we go. It is a great scene.
終わった後、天使のような気持ちになるって一部で流行ってて。へえ。ひふみよいつむのなやうのどれどれクワトロチンクレセイセっておっと。
Such a great scene. Oh, Shirobako. Great series.
Night out at the bar because you couldn't say no to your boss's invitation or else you'd be seen as a bad employee. You're tired, you're miserable, and your social battery is beyond zero at this point. You wish that you didn't have to do this again tomorrow, but you've consigned yourself to the depressing reality that this is your life for the next 5 to 10 years. And if that is what you have
I should watch it. You
to
should,
daily,
yes.
Why would you want to watch something that reminds you of it? Wouldn't you want to get away for a bit to think of a world much better than ours? I know I went off on how high school is this academic black hole for students that sucks in hope and spits out.
See, here's the thing. It sucks. Everything about it sucks. However, you also miss the days where you could just hang out with your friends, where, you know, you would see your friends every single day. They were always there. So even though there might be things about it you didn't like and you didn't like it at the time, you look back on it as a great time.
Stress and depressed needs. And while it is that to an extent, for many Japanese adults, it's also a nostalgic golden era for them. It's a time of young, dumb, innocent love. It's a time of ignorant teens trying to discover themselves and prove to the world that they exist. It's a time of freedom, of late night hangouts and with nothing but your friends and the moon keeping you company. It's also a time of fear, knowing that come graduation, this will all end one day.
The West of like high school is like, you know, usually movies that are based in high school in the West are based off bad memories. You know, being like, oh man, my high school fucking sucked, blah, blah, blah. There were all these shit people, the jocks, the bullies, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's the norm in the West. In Japan, it's glorified because to a lot of people, high school was a really fun time. With like friends they'll never get back, and like because it's also the last years of that person being young and free.
I liked high school, but I wouldn't say
I liked high school.
And by and large, high school anime
trash taste with a good taste, good take for once.
Do a pretty good job in reflecting this. Growing up, I've always wanted to attend a Japanese high school cultural festival, and I know you shouldn't be using anime as a basis for a lot of things in real life.
A lot of Western high school stories involve the school jockey stuffing you in a locker. When I think of Western high school, the first thing I think of is the opening scene of Tokyo Drift. I think of the guy showing up to school in an absolute fucking shitbox, getting into a fight. It's like, bitch, we're gonna fucking race, and just knocks an entire fucking district of houses down.
But plenty of anime show cultural festivals looking fun as all hell. Students running around trying to get things done on time. The laid-back atmosphere as everyone just wants to enjoy their day. The bustling crowd of students and families going from one booth to another. How you could just get lost in the sea of people and finding a quiet corner with your friends to take all of it in. There's no dread of tomorrow in that moment, but only the joy and fun of the present. It gives off major Anemoya vibes, memories that you might not have, but ones that you can relate to.
Wait, what? So what was
or Anemoya vibe.
Nostalgia for a time or a place one has never known. I guess this is the same sort of feeling people get when they think on like, ooh, what would it have been like to grow up in the 80s? What would it have been like to grow up in the 60s or whatever and be part of so-and-so movement?
Memories that you might not have, but ones that you can relate to. I'm not Japanese myself, but I can totally see someone who is using scenes like this to get lost in their own memories.
Now, I also want to be clear about something. There is the same thing in Japan. There are people in Japan, and there are entire restaurants sort of built around this concept of people who are obsessed with America. So don't be confused into thinking that this is only a thing of Westerners looking at places like Japan, thinking, oh my god, that would have been amazing to be there. It exists in Japan as well, in the other direction.
Society where the rat race never seems to end, taking a moment to just stop and exist and to remember the good old days is probably a luxury. One that you can easily indulge in with the amount of anime and manga that are set in high school. Add on the fact that high school settings are just easier to justify story-wise. If a teenage character wants to buy something, then the story can just make them get a part-time job or wait for an allowance. If an adult character wants to buy something, then you gotta address really boring questions like rent, being able to afford food, traveling, or...
Yeah, but if you... Okay, that's a different kind of rent in that case.
Personal hobbies. If a story had to address every single aspect of adult life, it would end before it even truly begins. It's just that high school has problems that are more open-ended and low stakes comparatively.
Series.
So authors and showrunners don't really have to do too much justifying. I mean, do you really want to watch characters like Gojo do taxes for 3 episodes straight? It's like...
Actually, I think there is certainly a place for that, right?
Domain expansion. Oh shit, it's the IRS. And this escapism isn't just tied to adults. When you're a confused teen trying to define yourself, you wish for a lot of unique things to happen to you that you can call your own. High school in anime is just really good at reflecting that teenage desire to be more interesting. Think about it. An average anime high school story probably goes something like,
I appreciate all the
average
Kyoto
looking
clips
guy
as well.
and his niche club / friend group are suddenly joined by the new attractive transfer student, because it's always the goddamn transfer student. The new transfer student suddenly joins the...
Holy shit, this guy is like this guy is like the most rare... Yeah, and here we have gamers. Holy shit, this guy is such a fucking... Okay. This guy, he might actually be as cooked as I am. Holy shit. Holy fuck. I don't think anybody even remembers that gamers exist.
Club / friend group, even though the average looking MC doesn't want to get involved because he wants to keep his head down and be under the radar. Next thing you know, they go on plenty of adventures, having coming of age story, and fall in love at the same time. It's a fantasy that writes itself. One that any young, dumb, and full of cum teenager would probably like to be a part of. And if you come from a sleepy town where nothing really happens, I'd imagine stories like these are really appealing to you. Add on the fact that we got different flavors of high school, there's a fantasy for everyone. We got magic high school, sci-fi high school, biblical purgatory high school, gambling addict high school, shitty horror high school, and my personal favorite...
Oh my god, it's another. Holy shit.
World War II tank combat.
Yeah, Girls und Panzer!
Yes, this is real, and yes, it's one of my top 10 animes. I have a form of severe autism, better known as being a paradox gamer. But I don't want to end the video there.
Girls and
Because while
Panzer
I've
is
shown you some of
incredible.
the hard facts about Japan and why high school is this easy escapist fantasy, I kind of want to show you guys the personal side of using anime as escapism. In a study by the
Another
Legatum
has the best
Institute
umbrella.
that
That scene,
scores
man.
how developed
Holy
the
shit.
country is based on categories like environmental protection, living conditions,
I'm sorry,
and
what was that?
as escapism. In a study by the Legatum Institute that scores how developed a country is based on categories like environmental protection, living conditions, and personal freedoms, Japan does really well in every category except social capital, which measures the strength of personal and social relationships, as well as things like institutional trust and social norms. This is backed up by another survey by the OECD that shows that Japan performs really poorly in 3 specific categories, which are work-life balance, life satisfaction, and civic engagement. Now, what the fuck does any of this mean? To not bore you with the smaller details, it basically means that Japan is suffering from success. All that wealth in technology and development comes directly at a cost of the social cohesion of its people. Japan is a country that technologically is 20 years ahead of everyone else.
Except for the fax machines.
But socially, it's 20 years behind everyone else. Loneliness remains a huge problem in Japanese society. With an aging population and a generation of young people expected to take care of this older generation alongside working in a system that actively overwhelms them, many are just shutting down and are refusing to engage with the life that they have. And in my opinion, this tells you everything about why anime loves high school settings. It's much easier to think of a better world rather than trying to make one. When the world is shitty, you just want to get away. And where better to go than a place that represents innocence and wonder?
20 years ahead and 40 years behind. That's a good way to put it, actually.
For many in Japan, high school was the place where they got to experience life without the burdens of being an adult. Horrible bosses, unpaid overtime, relatives nagging at you, asking when you're going to take the next big step in your life. All of this doesn't exist in high school. The great thing about being an adult is that no one tells you what to do. The bad thing about being an adult is that no one tells you what to do. You're on your own now. Hope you're happy at least. And side tangent, ever notice how isekai makes a big deal on how the main character gets to the other world, but not many isekais ever show how they'll make it back to their own? Almost as if...
There are a few cases where... Like, Well, okay, Arifureta, the main character's goal is to get back to his original world. But a lot of isekai series start off with the main character not wanting to go back. Like, Mushoku Tensei is a great example, where Rudius doesn't want to go back to his original world. He's willing to help, what's-her-face, the Japanese girl, with the mask. I'm forgetting her name. But, like, he's willing to help out people who want to get back, but he likes having a reset. He likes having a new world. Whereas in Arifureta, the main character is thrown into this world and liked he liked what he was doing originally. And he was, like, thrown into a pit. Everyone tried to kill him. And he just wants to go back to, a chill life with his 7 wives, with his now 7 wives. Konosuba, I don't think... What about, actually, ReZero? I don't think ReZero either, he's interested in going back. I'm blanking on the original, like, it's so long ago since those points were even talked about. I don't even think there was any, I don't remember. I actually don't remember. I still like that Mushoku Tensei will remember to address his past life compared to most isekai that throw out their old life completely. Yes, that is a really good point. And not just address it for the sake of a joke. Like, in Overlord, for example. Overlord, they address Ainz's past life, but it's only in the context of Ainz not having any fucking idea what is going on. Not having any idea what all of his servants are actually doing, and just playing along with it. But Mushoku Tensei, it is specifically brought up with Rudius not being comfortable with this new life he has, and trying to overcome, like, past trauma he has as well.
Going back to their previous world was never part of the plan. But I digress. A lot of this talk of escapism just reminds me of a story from the SCP franchise. Crazy crossover, but hear me out. One of the entries in the SCP Foundation is a book that, when read, allows any person to experience a fantasy adventure where they are the main character whenever they fall asleep. Sound familiar to you? When testing the effects of the book, a researcher...
actually, No Game, No Life. That's another example where the main characters don't want to go back. They got sent to a world of games, and this is the perfect world for them.
Volunteers to use it, then proceeds to fall asleep for 15 hours. Later, when the researcher finally wakes up, he ends himself, saying that he can't go back to this. And what happens next, I feel, represents why escapism, for as comforting as it is, can be dangerous. Later in the entry, you find out that in his dream world, the researcher had built kingdoms and raised a family. He conquered foul beasts and rescued princesses. He soon preferred the dream over the waking world. And it's such an elegant way.
And you know what's going to happen? Give it a few years and this is going to happen in the real world. Once we have like brain chip VR, this is going to happen. This is going to be reality.
Of saying, yeah, life sucks and there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to get.
Actually, you know something else that addressed the isekai element? SAO. SAO, at least, okay, first arc and then Alicization. Everything in the middle, it's just a game, they don't care. But in Aincrad, it was like a key point that people did not want to be in this world. People wanted to leave. And then post Aincrad, and a few mentions of it, of people that were just not comfortable going back into a VR world. Kirito never talked about it again because he's a fucking degenerate gamer. He didn't care. And then Alicization, it was sort of brought up again in a sense. But kind of after that first arc, it wasn't really addressed anywhere near as much.
Get away for a bit. It's a desire that's inherent in a lot of us. It's why we read books and play video games. Wishing that some circumstances in your life would have been better is not a privileged thing to do. It's a normal human reaction to the shitty hand that life sometimes gives us. But in that as well, it's important to remember that as sweet as dreams may be, eventually we all have to wake up.
Nope, never wake up. Stay asleep. Never woke, stay asleep. What are these blurry ass pictures? What are we doing here? Can we watch Charlie's Souls Fatigue video? That could be fun, actually. You can never go... No, I can go back! You can never stop me! No, I'm gonna go back! How does he get, like, fucking 700... almost 800k views, and nobody... I was gonna say nobody subs to the channel. I'm not subbed on this channel. I guess that explains why. Nobody clicks that button. I love this channel. This is an absolutely incredible channel.